In today's video I want to talk about some tips for photographers to keep sane during lockdown, especially if you're living in the UK, because I'll be honest with you, I'm going a little bit doolally. So in today's video I want to share a few tips to help you stay creative in lockdown. It's not been easy, it's nearly a year of on and off lockdowns and restrictions, and along the way I found it tough, especially not being able to get onto the lakes, which are pretty much on my doorstep. So like I say, I'm going to share with you a few ways to stay motivated, keep picking up your camera, and hopefully help get through this. So my first tip is to try a different type of photography than that you're used to doing. So for me, I'm a landscape photographer, wedding photographer, but I've never really done much product photography. So a few months back, well, probably about a year ago now, I bought a load of these different backdrops, sheets of these. So you've got different types of wood effects, light and dark, as well as marble. Gone everywhere. Marble effects. The double sided, like I say, you've got all different types of effects that you've got here. And what I've been doing is I've been setting these up on the dining room table or on the floor using daylight as my light source, or my bigger constant lights that I use for my videos, and just trying out different types of product shots. And through doing that process I found that I like photographing tech, so laptops, iPhones, that kind of thing, and incorporating that in with coffee as well. We've all seen, you know, them types of images on Instagram, but I've never shot them before, and I always wanted to think, well, would I enjoy shooting them and getting creative with it? And it's a way to keep your brain ticking over, keeping that creative process going, so you don't get rusty, so you don't lose motivation, and it will make you want to keep picking up your camera. So my second tip for staying creative in lockdown is to go minimal. So what I mean by that is, take your camera with one lens on your walk and shoot what you find. So if you're in an area like myself in Ulverston, just on the outskirts of the Lake District, you've got some decent landscape opportunities, and you've got quite a bit of wildlife. So down the canal and surrounding fields, you've got a lot of swans, you've got herons, you've got even some deer if you're lucky. And I would personally take my 70 to 200 with me, go for a walk and get some shots. Keep my brain ticking over, and it's refining my skills as well. I'm not getting lazy, I'm not losing motivation. And it's the same with landscapes, so go to the well shot places. So for example in Ulverston it's Hode, which I've talked about in previous videos, and try and shoot it differently. Shoot it from a distance, from one of the surrounding hills like Birkrigg, or get really close and shoot up. I don't know, just try different angles on classic shots, which I've talked about again in previous videos. Thinking outside the box, think creatively. And it's hard at the moment because, especially in the UK, we're in the third lockdown. At the time of filming this, it's the middle of February, and even though things look like they're slightly getting better, it's still very difficult, and I understand that. But these things will help you, especially if you're into photography. It doesn't have to be with a camera, it could be with your iPhone or your Android device. Just get out there on your daily walks and just get creative. So my third and final tip for staying creative in lockdown is to set yourself a challenge, whether that's daily, weekly, it doesn't really matter. But getting that structure in place where you're going to say to yourself, right, I like landscape photography, I'm going to shoot, edit and post one landscape image every week from my local hometown during my local walks. That is a great way to structure it. Keeps you focused with regards to your creative side, and it'll make you go on them daily exercise walks to get fresh air, which will have a massive knock-on effect, not just for your photography but the mental health side of it as well is huge, which I won't go into. Even if it's just a quick phone shot, it doesn't have to be with a mirrorless or DSLR camera. Just like I say, it doesn't matter if it's of your pet, of the local canal. So my fourth bonus tip that I thought about as I was recording my third and final one was to delve into your archives. I've mentioned this previously about going into your archives and re-editing old images to keep you ticking over during these weird and wonderful times, and sometimes it's a struggle, but as well as your editing of old images, look at old video content that you might have taken, whether or not that's with your camera or with your phone. Edit them and then post them as reels and put some music over them do some quick edits, mess around with your edits, learn different editing styles when it comes to video. That's what I've been trying to do. And although sometimes it has been difficult, looking back at these amazing days that I had up in the lakes, it is a nice way to remember pre-weird times, and it kind of gets you thinking of when things do get to some sort of normality. It's going to be amazing to be able to get back up there, and it gets you ideas for planning for the future. So yeah, go back into your archives, re-edit old images. As well as that, look at the images that you took when you first picked up a camera, go right back into the very start and re-edit the images that you might have posted, and see how far you've developed your editing style since then. And then that's a great morale boost as well. You think, well, that's the edit that I posted 10 years ago, for example, and this is how I would edit it now. And look at the difference. You know, it would be a great boost to see that development. So I think that would help as well. So if you like this video, if you have any other tips for staying creative in lockdowns, let me know in the comments below. That would be awesome. And if you like the video, the usual stuff, like, share, subscribe, notification bell, you know the drill. And I'll see you in the next one.